Hello, young man. I know that you're struggling with something that I've struggled with for a long time. Something that can be a major obstacle to achieving your goals and living a happy life. The fear of not being perfect. The fear of making perfect. The fear of making mistakes. This is a fear that can be crippling, that can prevent you from taking risks, from trying new things, from pursuing your dreams. But I want you to know that you're not alone in this struggle, and that there is a way to overcome it. As someone who has dedicated his life to fighting crime and protecting the innocent, I know that I have to be at the top of my game at all times. I have to be vigilant, I have to be prepared, and I have to be perfect. But the truth is, nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has flaws. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll be able to move forward and start living the life you want. Now, I know that it's easy to get caught up in the idea that you have to be perfect. The media, social media, it's all full of images of people who seem to have it all together, who seem to be flawless. But the truth is, those images are often fake. They're often manipulated. And even if they're not, even if those people are genuinely happy and successful, that doesn't mean that you have to be like them. You have to be yourself, with all your strengths and weaknesses. And that's what makes you unique. That's what makes you special. So how do you overcome the fear of not being perfect? How do you overcome the fear of making mistakes? Well, first of all, you have to acknowledge that it's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. They're a natural part of growth and development. And the truth is, some of the most successful people in the world have made mistakes, have failed, have fallen. But they didn't let that stop them. They got back up, they kept going, and they learned from their mistakes. Another thing that can help is to focus on progress, not perfection. Instead of trying to be perfect, try to be better than you were yesterday. Try to learn something new. Try to improve your skills. Try to become a little bit better each day. And don't be too hard on yourself if you don't meet your goals. Remember that you're human, that you're fallible, and that it's okay to make mistakes. Now, I know that this is easier said than done. I know that it's hard to overcome the fear of not being perfect, the fear of making mistakes, but I want you to know that it's worth it. Because when you're able to let go of that fear, when you're able to accept that you're not perfect, you'll be able to live a more authentic life, a life that's true to who you are. You'll be able to take risks, to try new things, to pursue your dreams. And you'll be able to do it all with confidence, with courage, and with the knowledge that you're doing your best. And if you're wondering how I overcame my own fear of not being perfect, well, it's a long story. But I'll tell you that it took a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of self-reflection. I had to learn to accept my own flaws, my own weaknesses. I had to learn to forgive myself when I made mistakes. And I had to learn to focus on progress, not perfection. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Because when I was able to let go of that fear, I was able to become the person I am today. A person who is confident, who is courageous, and who is committed to making a difference in the world. Now, I want to share with you some of the techniques that I use to overcome my own fear of not being perfect. One of the things that I do is I practice mindfulness meditation. This helps me to stay present, to stay focused, and to stay calm. It also helps me to become more aware of my thoughts and feelings, and to be able to manage them in a more effective way. Another thing that I do is I set realistic goals for myself. I know that I'm not perfect, and that I'm going to make mistakes. So, I set goals that are challenging, but achievable. And when I achieve them, I celebrate. I celebrate my successes, no matter how small they may seem. And I use those successes to motivate myself to keep going, to keep pushing forward. I also surround myself with people who support me, who encourage me, and who help me to stay focused on my goals. These people are my allies, my friends, and my family, and I'm grateful to have them in my life. And finally, I remind myself that I'm not alone. I remind myself that everybody makes mistakes, everybody has flaws, and that it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to be human. So, I hope that these techniques can help you to overcome your own fear of not being perfect. I hope that they can help you to live a more authentic life. A life that's true to who you are. And I hope that they can help you to become the person you want to be. A person who is confident, who is courageous, and who is committed to making a difference in the world. Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be perfect, and it's okay to be human. You are not alone in this struggle, and there is a way to overcome it. So, don't be afraid to take risks, to try new things, and to pursue your dreams. Because when you do, you'll be able to live a life that's true to who you are, a life that's authentic, and a life that's full of purpose and meaning. And if you feel this talk helpful, don't forget like and subscribe. And if you want to be a more grateful person, you can donate on the Patreon account. Link on description. See you soon, friend.